Okay guys, so this is the Kbear Ormosia and it's one of the nicest looking IEM in my collection so far. Hi guys, my name's Ian. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I do mostly audio product reviews, and if you guys are new to my channel, do consider to subscribe and click on the bell so that you get notified of my future videos. Okay, so Kbear Ormosia and it's currently retailing for 93 US dollars, and if you guys are interested, do check out the link down in the description below, or you can go directly to keephifi.com to check it out yourself. Okay, so in this video I'm going to go through the accessories, the specs, the fit and comfort, and the sound signature. Now for the box, it comes in a box like this, and it has got like a picture of a cheongsam. If you don't know what a cheongsam is, it's a traditional Chinese dress for ladies, and this Ormosia represents the buttons of the Chinese cheongsam. So these are the buttons, and basically it looks like a button, right? But actually, incidentally, the word Ormosia is actually a tree, right? A tree and a shrub actually, and the seeds of that shrub or that tree has got red seeds. It's called red, right? So it's a red bean. That's the reason why they gave this earbuds this name, Ormosia, right? But in Chinese it's called red bean, which is Hong Dou, right? So the word in Chinese is called Hong Dou, and basically it's not Ormosia, but I don't know. But yeah, at the back of the box it's got some specs which I'll go through very briefly, right? The impedance is 16 ohms, sensitivity is 105, the frequency response range is 20 to 20,000 hertz, and the cable is copper silver plated, and the driver on these IM is a hybrid. It's got one BA and one DD, so it's a hybrid. Okay, so the box is quite nice, right? It's a big box, yep. And inside this box you'll find of course the user guide, okay, and a carrying case, right? So it comes with a carrying case, a leather carrying case, and if you've seen a few of my Kbear unboxing, this will look familiar because it's exactly the same carrying case. It's a hard shell, and on the inside it's got the velvet lining, and it protects your IM on the inside. So very straightforward case, very simple case, but it's an elegant case as well. It's got a cable clip here, so you can clip your cable to your shirt or blouse, and comes with this cable, right? This cable is a little bit on the thin side, and it's a 4-core braided cable, and comes with a 3.5 angled headphone jack, right? And the cable itself, as I mentioned, is 4 cores, is braided, okay, and the Y splitter is made of plastic, okay, and the chin slider is made of plastic as well. Okay, the connection is MMCX, okay, so it's a MMCX connector, it's not a 2-pin, okay, and that's it. So the cable is a little bit on the thin side. I wish the cable was a little bit thicker, and yeah, a bit less tangly. It's a little bit tangly, I would say. It's a bit hard to untangle, but it's okay because it's soft, so it doesn't grip, and it's not grippy as well, so it doesn't grip onto itself. Not the best cable, I would say. Yeah, I would hope that it's a better cable, a thicker cable, but this is what they provide. Next would be ear tips. So they provide 6 pairs of ear tips, small, medium, and large, and there are 2 types. One is the wide bore, as you can see here, and the other is well, I would say normal bore. It's not narrow bore. So the ear tips are okay, nice and soft. The wide bore one is a little bit on the sticky side, okay, but the normal bore one is pretty okay. I've seen quite a few of this Kbear ear tips, so, and they work well, so it's pretty okay. A little bit on the soft side for the wide bore, but it's fine. Okay, so those are the ear tips. Now let's talk about the IEM themselves. So the IEM looks really nice, and it's got this nice satin red, crimson red kind of look to it. Very nice design as well. The faceplate is very unique. So this is a stem style type of IEM. It's not your normal in-ear type of design, but the cable is hanging down, or you can actually wear it upside down, but it will look a little bit weird if you hook it around your ears. Okay, so faceplate is very nice design. You've got the Kbear logo in the front, and then on the inside it's nice and curvy, very ergonomic. It's got very nice shape to it, and there's a vent here right next to the nozzle, and the nozzle is I would say a bit wide. Yeah, it's a wide bore with a metal filter. I think it's perforated filter. Yeah, yeah, and it's nice. Yeah, oh yeah, and the connectors at the bottom here with the right and left indication. Okay, so very nice design. I like it very much. Now, fit and comfort. So this fits my ear very well. A very nice fit. Very comfortable fit as well. Doesn't hurt my ear at all, and I can wear them the entire day. Fits my inner ear very well, especially this part here. It's just rest on the back of my ear or the inside of my ear, and it's very nice and comfortable. For the nozzle, it's not too long, so it doesn't insert too deep into my ear canal, so it's pretty comfortable as well. In fact, it's just nice. Okay, so fit and comfort is fine. For the seal is also very good. I've been using quite a number of ear tips with this, not just the provided ones. I use spin fits and foam tips as well, and they all work very well with this. It gives a very good seal. So yeah, no problems with the fit, comfort, and seal. Right, so now let's talk about the sound performance of this, and for that, let me bring out my graph. So be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, I have graphed out this Kbear Ormosia. And before I talk about the sound signature, let's talk about the technical part of this IEM. In terms of the technical quality, into the driver, the quality, sound stage is very good. Right, is I would say a quality delivery of sound, and the sound stage is a good quality wide sound stage. I would say maybe the driver, yeah, and the price also. So it's a good sound stage, nice and wide. It's got good height and good distance. All right, so got very good deep sound stage, and layered as well. The sound separation is very good. Because I think the dynamic driver and the balance armature, they do play their part in separating the sound, and I can hear the difference. I can hear that the higher shelf sound, the highs are well separated from the lows. So yeah, soundstage is very good. The imaging is also okay. I would say positioning of the instruments are a little bit odd. They're not where they're supposed to be, but I can actually pinpoint where they are, and it's well separated as well, in terms of the flutes, the violins, the higher highs are being separated from the lows, and very nicely positioned. And but the position is a bit off in terms of where they're supposed to be. But it's good. It's a good separation. It's a good sound separation. Detail retrieval and resolution is also very good. The nuances can be picked up, and I can hear very clear sound and very clear resolution from these IEMs. Okay, so technical side, I would say no problems with that. In fact, I do expect to get very good technicals from these IEMs because of the price that they are asking for, which is $93. And yeah, they do deliver good technicals for the price that they ask for. So now let's talk about the sound signature, right? So this, I would say, is a V-shaped, a mild V-shape, and it's actually mid bass focused, right? The mid bass and the sub bass, they are on level plane, which I think is it's a little bit off in terms of the tuning, but I'll explain as overall in a while. But let's talk about the sub bass. Sub bass is it's controlled. In fact, a little bit too tight, a little bit too controlled, not a very resonating sub bass. It's present, but the presence is almost on par as the mid bass, right? There's not much of that presence there. It can't be felt, but it's got good tone, good timbre, very warm type of soothing sub bass. So resonance is not too good, and it's a bit rolled off, but it's there. Okay, so I would say sub bass is sufficient. It's not a very prominent sub bass. The mid bass, on the other hand, it's elevated and it's very prominent. So mid bass, I would say it's very thumpy, very impactful, and it's got, in fact, a little bit over impactful for my taste, right? Because in terms of balance, I'm hearing more impact than a rumble. Okay, so not much of a rumble. In fact, the rumble is there, but the impact is too much in my books. Okay, so in terms of this scale here, all right, in terms of the bass, there should be a downward curve instead of a level plane, right? Both of them, the sub bass and the mid bass, they sound warm, they sound really heavy note weighted, but in terms of the presence, the mid bass does overshine the sub bass. Okay, so I would hope that, you know, the sub bass is a little bit more, or maybe reduce the mid bass a little bit less. But now this mid bass also affects the mids, because if you look at the lower mids, around this area, around this region here, there should be a slope down, a natural slope down, so that you know, the mids can shine a little bit and have a little bit of a gain to the frequency itself, but it doesn't have. In fact, it's immediate and together with the mid bass, right? It's actually quite forward, right? So the lower end of the mids, instruments like the pianos, sometimes the violins, trumpets as well, they do sound forward and a little bit on the unnatural side. Pianos, they shouldn't sound so impactful, but on this IEM, they sound quite impactful from what I hear. And they should sound a little bit more natural, right? So pianos, they sound very forward, very prominent, and they've got that heavy note weight together with that, you know, that nice warm tone. It's a little bit too forward for me, right? And violins as well, they've got that raspy tone to it, very raw tone to the violins, and very forward as well, right, because of the mid bass. So I would say for instruments that are more on the lower end, they will sound more forward to you, right? But whereas for the like the flutes, the bells, the hi-hats, those kind of instruments, they may sound a little bit laid back, a little bit veiled, because of the mid bass and the sub bass presence. Okay, for vocals, right, male vocals, again, they sound a little bit unnaturally forward as well. I mean, it depends on your preference. Okay, to me, they sound a little bit too forward for me, and a bit too in your face, right? But they have got nice tone, heavy note weight, soothing, and raspy. You know, they've got that nice presence, but it's just a little bit too much. So I really hope that, you know, they tune this a little bit less, so that it's not so forward that it becomes a little bit too unnatural. Okay, so but female vocals on the other hand will then suffer a little bit, because female vocals they will sound a little bit laid back, right? Because they are on the higher end in terms of their voice, and they will suffer a bit in terms of the brightness and the energy. So for female vocals, they sound bright, but the energy is a little bit lacking there because of the bass here, and is a little bit veiled by this bass. And so female vocals, they're just struggling to get that energy into the mix. So I would say female vocals, they sound veiled, and at the same time they have got that heavy note weight, that warm tone. So on the whole, female vocals, well, I would say that I prefer listening to male vocals than female vocals on this IM. Okay, so female vocals, not so great. Now treble, I would say it's okay. It's got good, okay brightness. The sparkle is not there, but there's got the brightness there. And it's pretty okay. So I think for treble wise, nice roll off, natural roll off, cymbal strikes, hi-hats, and shakers. They have got that nice natural decay in terms of their notes, and very normal, I would say normal, yeah, a normal tone to cymbal strikes, and nice and clear as well. So I think for treble is fine, right? So I mean, let's just look at the Harman target. Just compare it with the Harman. It's okay. If you look at the treble, it's fine. It's somewhere around the Harman target. The roll off is nice, and it sounds natural to me as well. So I've got no complaints about the treble. Right, it's just the gain here, the pinna gain, where the female vocals will need this area here to shine, but it's just a little bit below the Harman target, which I'm not really comparing here, but some other IEMs does have this type of tuning as well, and it's not entirely wrong, right? It's not wrong. It depends on how they tune the rest, and because of the mid bass here, this will suffer. Okay, right, so on the whole, I would say this IEM is suitable for rock bands, right? If you listen to a lot of rock bands, EDM, trance, techno, R&B, pop songs as well, okay, yeah, electronic music basically, then this will be one of the suitable IEMs, especially if you listen to a lot of electric guitars and EDM with a lot of claps and shakers. Yeah, this IEM will tame that treble, at the same time give you a very good impact for the bass, right, the mid bass. But if you listen to classical and jazz, orchestras, if female vocals, solos, then maybe you might want to skip this one. Yeah, but for the rest, yeah, this is a good choice to go for. $93, I would say it's a little bit on the expensive side, but I think they spend a lot of money on the housing, the design, the R&D, yeah, on how to design this IEM and put two hybrid drivers inside here. Okay, but yeah, I do think that the price is a little bit on the high side, right? But other than that, price aside, I would say in terms of tuning, this has got a good driver inside, right? Good quality driver that produces good sound, but based on this tuning. Okay, so now let's quickly compare this IEM with a few other IEMs, and let's try the Kai. Okay, maybe I'll just try to normalize this. Okay, so maybe not the Kai. How about the Meteor? Nope, not really comparable. How about tin hi-fi? Nope. So as you can see, this tuning here is, oh, okay, TRN, TA1, right? So this right here, when I listen to the TA1, it sounds quite similar to this, right? And yeah, it's actually quite similar. So the mid bass, I would say, is very forward, right? And it with this mid bass forward, the treble, it sounds a little bit dull, right? Because of this. But that doesn't mean it's not bright. It's bright, right? But it's overshadowed by the mid bass, right? If you know the balance. So yeah, it sounds, well, I would say it's a bit brighter than the TA1. But in terms of the price, I think they should be the same. I'm not too sure. This one I gotta check it up. But yeah, the sound signature sounds similar to the TA1. If you have a TA1, it sounds similar to that. And let's compare one more if I can. The Zero, nah. Airship, nah. NA3. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, if you look at the NA3, it does have that natural slope down. Okay, so this I would say is a kind of natural slope without the hump. All right, at the mid bass, and then you get a very nice glide up for the pinna gain. This glide here is almost similar in terms of the gain. This 2IM is almost similar. I mean, of course, the treble is almost similar as well. So, but this part here, I would say the NA3 will have a little bit more sub bass than the Ormosia. Okay. So if they will be able to tame this a little bit less, right, then it will sound great, right, to me. Right, but other than that, you know, this still sound great for the quality that it produces. Okay, not the sound signature. Right, so that concludes my overall impression of this Ormosia. And if you guys learned something from this video or enjoyed watching this video, do consider to give this video a thumbs up. And that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.